Welcome to the Why Not Us podcast. We're just a few dudes navigating life and talking about it. Thanks for listening.
He's connecting his audio. I got a question.
Question straight out of the gate. We're
Right out of the
recording,
gate,
Jordan.
dude. Wait, I mean, is he wearing? Where's he wearing his? Does he have a High Point polo on, or is he escaping the police?
no.
What's the deal?
No,
What is it? Wednesday night church? What is tonight?
No, they don't give me any.
They don't give you any swag.
No swag. No,
We don't get anything either. We just get the 810. 810, man. We're 810.
I didn't get a Big South polo.
High Point does not give you any swag. That is just awful.
I'll take that money I'm getting. I don't need.
Just stroked him a check for $5K. That's what they. I mean, it's not coming like that. I don't think. Is it or is it?
$1,000 a month.
There we go. Okay.
I bet if you asked, you probably would get a little, sweatshirt or hat or something. But Jordan's not that type of guy. He's not going to.
I don't need it.
He sort of expects it, but
Yeah,
he's not going to get it. Probably he's going to be okay with it. Come to terms with it eventually, but also be a little bit bitter about it, but it's okay. It's all right.
It's okay. I'm all right.
I think we should just sing the rest of the 40 minutes of this pod, and it's just like a cappella.
Dude, I told you guys about Christmas shoes, man. Tough song,
tough song, man. Tough song. And
I can't believe how old it was.
You know what's not tough is
this beer you're about to drink
is a beer. So I'm still drinking beer. Here we are at episode 18, and I'm still cracking open a beer. I think I did have whiskey maybe once. I'd had a non-alcoholic beer once.
Yep.
That was when Joey and I were having trouble with the audio. Joey's audio wasn't working. What an idiot. Just kidding, Joey.
Not my fault.
Cracked it open. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we lose the crack open with you having those headphones in. We couldn't hear it.
Oh, man. I tried to get it where the microphone was.
Yeah, but it didn't pick up any of that for some reason.
That stinks. This is Rock House Brewing in, you can't really see it, from Lexington, Kentucky. Oh. It is a fest beer, German-style lager. I want to just pour it up here for the camera.
Oh, look at those bubbles. Sprechen ein bisschen Deutsch.
For the millions of people that are watching on YouTube.
For the millions.
Joey is speaking in German.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you're making a mistake. You should leave whatever platform you're on and go subscribe on YouTube.
Dude, we got some YouTube comments today, you said, right?
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm like shooting shots here. Like if somebody asks me, what do you do for a living? I'm just going to say a basketball player. Shooting free throws and half court shots,
Dude, I can start. I told you I'll do it. I've got access to a gym. I've got access to a gym.
Just start shooting and flip the record on, We'll make a video out of it.
I'll see what I can do next time.
But today what I did, I think this would be a unique thing to do. And I think free throws would work, 3-pointers would work, or whatever. But like how many shots you can shoot and make in a minute, because a minute is like the key time frame for a reel or for a YouTube short. So it's like the perfect segment for that. And in February of 2023, YouTube is launching their YouTube Short Fund.
Which
can be big. So we're going to shoot free throws and half court shots until we get a lot of subscribers,
I mean, we already have a ton.
We have 31 as of today. After this half court shot video though, but it was funny. I was telling my wife about it, which she doesn't really care about any of this stuff, which is hilarious. But I was like, how many half court shots do you think I made today in a minute? And her number was 5, guys.
Is that rebounding for yourself too? I mean,
or do you have a bucket of balls? You have a bucket of balls at half court?
Maybe? I think if you're going to do the challenge, I think you got to rebound for yourself. That makes it even that much harder. And there was one time where hit the backboard and came straight back to me. I was like, great, I can get an extra shot in,
Yeah.
But if you have a rack of balls right next to you, it makes it a little bit easier, obviously. But yeah, there was a couple that dinged off the rim that I had to go run for. So I think I only got 4 shots in, which I think I could probably, if I really hustled, I could get, I don't know, 6 or 8 shots in. But I'm hoping I can, make a couple of those for the content game. But I made 0. Let's just get around to that. Made none. And then I'm sitting there watching you all send us that Stephen Curry video
which was fake. I hate to say it sucks. He did say he made 2 though.
Okay, wait a second. It was on loop or something?
I don't know what they did. There's a video out there. I'll have to send it to you that they showed us how they did it.
I mean, that was something else.
Joe, do you remember those old NFL commercials where guys were like jumping through cars and like catching balls or wild? Do you remember those? It's pretty much like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Dude, it looked freaking real. Credit to them.
It looked, yeah, sir. I would have believed it. I mean, I did believe it until
I did too.
You're telling me that it was fake. I want to see the video on how they did that, like the edit.
I'll have to send you what I saw earlier.
Which
it wasn't the full video though.
Let me tell you something right now on the Why Not Us podcast. Everything is real as can be. We don't fake stuff, you know?
No, we do not.
We're not fakers like Stephen Curry.
Let's hop into it, Jones. I know we're doing an abbreviated pod tonight, folks. Jones hasn't been feeling well, and Jones, why don't you tell us why you haven't been feeling well?
Oh man. So 2 nights ago, well, over the weekend, I'll say we went to Lexington, had a blast. We stayed with some friends over the weekend. Did a lot of cool stuff there. There was like some Christmas markets and like Christmas tree lighting that we went to. Drank some good drinks, played some cards, had some good food. So we had a great time. It was a blast. And Penny and Felix could not have been better. But ended up on Monday night, I think it was, got so sick. Kelly was sick like in the morning. She took Felix to daycare and came back and she was like, I'm feeling like super nauseous. I don't know if I can go to work today. And I was like, well, you know, just when you get back, just see how you feel. And if you're feeling that bad, just like stay home. So she was in the bed like all day. And then the puking started happening with her. And I was like, oh boy, this is not looking good. And I felt fine during the day. And like as the day progressed, and I had a really busy day too. I was like out doing stuff, meeting with people. Like I was busy. And it came like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and I was hitting it, man. I was like, I feel like I'm getting what you got, Kelly. And I started getting the cold chills and laying in bed. I went actually to bed at 7 o'clock or like 7:30.
Wow.
And I'm freezing cold. My feet and my hands feel like ice. Like I just could not get warm enough. And then I started yakking like horribly bad. And then I did it again, like in the middle of the night. It was just miserable. I go to the doctor the next day. I tell them like all the variables of what happened. The first thing they wanted to know was like, what did you eat, over the weekend or whatever? And I went down the list, and we did have rice over the weekend. And apparently a thing that they study a lot in med school is this thing called reheated rice syndrome, which is a real thing. So if you Google it, it's like a real like sickness syndrome.
That's going to be our clip, by the way, our title tonight. Of this.
Yeah.
Jones had reheated rice syndrome.
Yeah. Jones got the poops from reheated rice.
My friends will be mad at me if I do that. They might even get a little squirmy if I mention it here, because I don't think that's what it was. Like,
what did you have? Reheated rice.
We had basmati rice. We had on Friday night. So our friends cooked, and she's an awesome like cook and chef. So there's like no way that she like did something wrong.
So this is not at a restaurant.
No, this is not at a restaurant.
This is friendly fire.
This is like, yeah. And so I don't think it was the rice, but it's hard to like know exactly what, like how you pinpoint it. Cause like a couple of us got sick and then a couple others didn't. We all ate the same thing.
Well, it's survival of the fittest, man. Only the strongest survive.
It says your system's not as strong as other people.
I'm weak as shit, apparently. All these beers I drink are just tearing me down.
Not helping you out, dude. Lowering your immune system.
So anyways, reheated rice syndrome is a thing. The stomach bug is also going around. So who knows what it was. But just so you know, for all you listeners out there, you have to really watch how you reheat your rice, apparently.
Yeah, you got me a little concerned now.
It has to get to the right temperature. If it's longer than like 2 days in the refrigerator left over, like you got to toss it, apparently. and there's a bacteria in it called Bacillus cereus, is what it's called.
That sounds completely made up.
Dude, I told him it sounded like it was something from Harry Potter before you got on here. I was like, that's from Harry Potter.
And I might be saying serious wrong, but it's spelled with a C, Ceresus or something like that. But anyhow, real thing. And both the doctors were sure that's what it was. But we started questioning it after we started thinking about more of the variables.
Interesting.
But anyways, I puked a lot. And now I feel like 100% and I'm drinking a beer now. I had Mexican tonight. Like, I'm back on it, you know?
Dude, we had those Mexican at the game too. We had
Mexican Ross
taco.
I sure did. I got right back on it, man. Oh,
Can't stop you.
can't stop me. Yeah, I had some rice and veggies and 1,000 chips. I don't know about you guys, but I ripped through the chips.
Joey probably had like Moe's, catered Moe's or something.
No, it's on campus, Jordan. We have a rotating thing of 5 different things. I've got it figured out what we have every night now. I've got it's always the same thing every year, right? But you talk to our guy and it's 5. Tonight was taco night or Mexican night. So tomorrow is going to be build your own sandwiches.
Ooh, that's
so. And then we're back
nice.
to chicken tenders with pasta salad. Then it is like ring of sandwiches, essentially like a pre-made sandwich ring.
Like the McAdoo's thing I used to get.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much. And then the last one is burgers.
Oh, burgers, interesting.
So they're not very good. I mean,
ours is Jersey Mike's for women's, Domino's pizza and pasta for the men's.
Nice. Yeah,
tonight makes no sense.
Tonight's the best one of the 5 we get, honestly, in my opinion. So, but confirmed, dude. $25 raise. Got my first paycheck finally this week.
What?
Yeah, man. Big rolling in the dough. Although I'm concerned. It took them forever to give me this first paycheck. It's like role reversal, Jordan, by the way, from us from last year, from you. I know took forever for you to get paid.
Yeah.
But I've worked like 11 games so far between football and basketball. I've been paid for 3. Whatever.
But you're having a good time.
Oh, yeah. Great time tonight, too. Got to see an old friend. Someone who was on an old staff I was on. So their team played us tonight, and unfortunately they lost. But I was pulling for them the whole game.
Dude, you've got to see if Emily's got a saved video of you on the clock. I know she sent me like a snap of you once. I know there's like a saved video of you running the clock.
Yeah, I did
on her phone. I
had the clock tonight too. I'll have to ask her. She won't be at a game. She's out of town all weekend. We have a game tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, dude.
Exams next week. Getting them all in this week.
I think there's even 2 next week, man. They're home. I told you they're home forever. But as far as my weekend goes, though, I didn't do anything, guys. We've got a Christmas tree. I worked a wedding. I said I didn't do anything. But that's what I meant.
I was going to say you didn't do anything. You like that's
no, but like anything exciting, like all that stuff's boring to me. I don't know. The Christmas tree. I don't know if I'd even get a Christmas tree if I didn't live alone or if I wasn't dating anybody at this point. I feel like I'm just not in the mood for Christmas. But we got that from our local like nursery is where we usually go.
Sweet.
And I worked a wedding Saturday night for a couple hours. I had a basketball game Saturday. And buzzer beater, by the way, if you want to go look at it, shout out Duquesne. I think they're 7-1 now, the men are. But yeah, nothing too exciting going on. I'm still waiting on that company. Haven't heard back. Had an interview, 3rd round interview last week. Haven't heard back. Probably should follow up because I'd like the job, but
fire off email, yeah.
I might. I don't know. I'm gonna push it, man. I don't know.
When was your last email or last interview?
Last Wednesday.
So
usually
1 week.
That's not a good sign at this point, honestly. I think I told you guys that maybe I didn't. I'm definitely not qualified. I'm like for what they're looking for. I'm like the exact opposite of what they're looking for, apparently. But I don't know.
Still in the like accounting world, or is it?
No. It's at a startup. It'd be a tech startup. I'd be like an account manager.
Like managing some of their like larger clients, sales. Yeah.
No, I would be past the sale after the fact and help the person on board essentially with the product.
Oh, so you're like an account client manager.
Yeah. I would be like, obviously work with a salesperson after the fact when we're trying to sell them additional services, I think, based on my understanding of what's going on and how it works. But I don't know. I knew somebody, got my foot in the door that way. Again, I think they hired somebody recently that like was like someone like me who didn't have any experience, and they didn't like that person. So I understand. I mean, I don't know anything about the product, and I've been trying to learn, but
If I was somebody interviewing you for that type of job, I would say, you know what? He's probably better suited to be in the field, getting the sale, and
potentially
then passing it off to an account manager.
you're probably right in that regard.
I've always thought that.
Yeah, so we'll see. It was this one was like a technical interview, so I had to like gave me a scenario. I had to like run a meeting more or less, and I don't know. I get too honest in these things, guys. I get too like you're supposed to BS some stuff and like act like professional, and I just get too real with them. That's just how I am who I am. I struggle to like not be someone I'm not. So
can you tell us some stuff that you said?
I don't remember like anything specific.
Okay.
Like, I mean, they're asking me things like technical questions that I have no answer to. So I was like, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't know the answer to this. I'm sorry. I'll get with my tech team and get back to you. Like that kind of thing was like a response to like 2 questions they had to me, or like follow-up questions.
That sounds like a good response.
Well, but again, like it's a product like that. I've no idea. Like I understand the product at this point, what it does, but like the technicality of it all, I don't know how it works. I don't write code. I don't speak that language in that regard. So those are things I'll have to learn in the future if I were to be offered. I think I have one more interview if I were to get to the next round. So
yeah, I think if you're in that like that role that you're talking about specifically, it's good to know like how the back end works. But if you're on the other side, like working with the customer, like you don't necessarily have to be in the weeds so much.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Jordan, what did you get into, bud?
Had a game on Saturday. Had date night on Friday.
Ow!
Sunday, sent the
Bengals won.
Sent the Mahomes family back to Kansas City for the third time. I guess they stayed there one time. 0-3.
For our listeners out there, Jordan hates the Mahomes family more than any family in the world, I think.
So much hatred in his heart. It's just sad.
I'm not a big fan of them.
And mainly, it's not even so Patrick. It's
his
wife and his brother.
It's his wife and his
brother.
Yeah. Which, hey, I've not heard much out of them this year, so I don't know. Patrick was like, "Guys, cool it."
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. We don't. They're not. They haven't been a headline at all. You're exactly right.
Yeah. So that was nice. Big win there.
What'd you do for date night?
We just went to a little hole in the wall burger place. Went to this new bar that just opened up in an old music venue hall downtown that is called The Wrong Number. The guy made all his money from suing telemarketers. So it's called The Wrong Number. And all the drinks are like timeshare, extended warranty, like things like that they call you about, free vacation. So it was kind of cool. And then we went to like a barcade and played a couple of games and then came home.
Oh man, is it Boxcar? Is that the name of the bar?
No, Boxcar's in Greensboro. This one's just like a barbecue restaurant that also has like a barcade upstairs. I think we're getting a Boxcar here soon. But we have like 2 little places like that. We have one called Reboot that's like a bunch of pinballs and like just stationary games, not like air hockey or skee ball or anything like that.
Dude, Boxcar is awesome. When I used to work in North Carolina a lot, we used to go there. It's super cool. I love the barcade concept.
It's cool.
Amen.
Drink beer and act like a kid. I mean, sign me up, fellas.
Right. It's not a Buster's like Joey likes going to, but
I love D&B. Wednesday night, boys. We could have gone tonight, half off.
I'm not anywhere near. I don't even know where the nearest one is to me. Probably Lexington.
Yeah, I think Lexington's got D&B. Yeah,
missing out.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make it happen. I need to go see.
You probably is Mr. Gaddy still in Norton? You can go to that.
No, it closed. It's now like a dentist office or something. But there's one in Pikeville, which is superior to that one.
There is, yeah, down there in Buffalo Wild Wings in Food City, yeah.
Yep.
Walmart or whatever it's near, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big one. They also serve beer. So if you want to go smash some pizza and beer, you can do that there and play some games. But like, they at Gaddy's, they separate it all. It's like the arcade is like back in this room. Like this is where you eat. Like Dave and Buster's feels like it's probably like all together somehow. Is it?
Kinda. There's like a blocked off restaurant part.
Yeah,
and
you
bars
gotta
like
walk
part
through the
of
restaurant
game.
usually to get to the arcade.
Yeah.
But what I think is cool about Boxcar is like the bar is like right in the middle, and all the games are like surrounded by
Yeah.
the bar.
And then they have a pizza food truck outside, so
Nice.
they have like some food too.
The experience is just freaking dope. The Jets sucked again.
Hey, what do you mean they had a chance to win? Losing on
Yeah,
the
there's
last play?
multiple chances to win at the end.
Blame Braxton Berrios, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch the game or anything, and I didn't keep up with it. I just like looked at my phone after the game, to check in to see if they won
the
or
pass,
lost.
man. They should have won.
Mike White, he withdrew the ball 58 times, 59 times.
Yeah.
It's like back when he was at
Mike's
Western.
about to drop back for the 59th time because they
he was 31 to 57 for
they went into that
369.
coverage after the Steelers game here, Jordan. It was Steelers game first, and they showed that game next. I was like, holy crap.
That's a typical Saturday for him in Bowling Green because they throw the ball like 70 times a game in Western Kentucky. So
And he had 2 interceptions. So
he did,
yeah. Which I mean, they're still a good team.
Cowboys put up a 50 burger.
They did 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the Cowboys are staring at a date with Tom Brady in Tampa and are going to lose in the first round. Mark it down, unless something happens where they don't play Tampa. 9:51 on the 7th of December.
It's played much better after the separation.
Very good.
They've been winning. This is true.
Off topic a little bit, but I watched I discovered a new YouTuber, guys, that I really like.
Who?
Mark Rober.
I saw something about him today on Colin and Samir had him on about something.
Yeah. They were he was on the pod. That's how I discovered him as well, Joey. We have something in common there. But this dude is like a crazy engineer. He was an engineer for Apple and was an engineer for NASA. And now he's like a full-time YouTuber. But he did this YouTube video, which I thought was like super interesting. I watched it last night. But he did a video with Matt Prater, the field goal kicker, and he built a robot that could kick field goals. And I think that robot was able to kick at least 120 yards or something like that.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And I think Matt Prater got back to 65 yards, which I think in a real game, I think he's kicked like 64 yards. That's like a record, right?
He was in Denver for a couple seasons.
Justin Tucker said it last year. What did he said it at? Like 67?
Yeah, 66, I think.
66?
Okay. Well, Prater had it at some time.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Tucker's at 66. Before then, Jones was Prater at 64. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he just said it last year, yeah.
And again, though, Prater's
thin air
was in thinner air. Yeah. So I think Tucker's, even though it was also inside, might be more impressive, but still.
Yeah, and they were talking about like Rober broke it down like the science of like here's exactly where you need to kick the football. Here's exactly how many degrees the football needs to travel to get it the furthest distance.
Very cool.
It was like 45 degrees, and you had to kick it 2 inches up on the football. Prater was like, you have to have the straighter your left foot is, the better. And here's exactly where you need to kick it on your foot. Like there's all this like study behind kicking.
Sure.
Which is crazy. You guys need to go watch it.
I'll have to, dude. Yeah, because Tucker Jones almost made a 67-yarder this year. I think he just was short or something.
He's the best kicker in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang. Well, he got back to Prater got back to like 70 yards and like almost made it, but then they were just like, we got to.
He's got to be what, late 30s, early 40s, Matt Prater? Been around for a while.
I mean, he's not kicking in the NFL anymore. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's not.
He's still kicking, but he's not kicking, if you know what I mean.
I hear you, brother. 84. He was born in 84. Puts him at 38, Jones or Jordan.
30, yeah.
What college did he go to? I never would have guessed this.
College?
No idea.
Yeah.
Give me a conference.
Lordy. Right now, they would be, you know how they've changed so many times.
Yeah.
I think they're in the AAC right now.
The AAC. Tulane?
No. Knights? The Knights?
Oh.
Oh, is this another segment for Jordan? We find out like a athlete, and then we're like, what school did they play for?
Yeah, University of Central Florida.
Central Florida. There's this thing where they'll these guys, I think I've seen it on TikTok, they do like an Instagram. They will name they will have listed for NBA players drafted by the Bulls, and they'll put an order of every team they played with, and you have to guess that player. Joey would be pretty good at that.
It's like Sporkle a little bit, maybe.
We did play a lot of Sporkle in our time together.
We did, dude. I walked by somebody at my office yesterday, Jordan, who was literally playing Sporkle.
Tell me what Sporkle is.
Dude, I used to play that all the time.
Talk to me about Sporkle. What is that?
It is a website, Jones, where like essentially it doesn't have to be sports either. It's just a website where like it gives you a question and you have to type in the answers in a finite amount of time.
Like so you have to actually type it in, or is it?
Yeah. It's going to be like name the starting lineups of the 1990 through 2000 Atlanta Braves teams on opening day.
Yeah, and like name the all-time, like the list of the all-time home run leaders in Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
like they have hit 500 or more home runs, and you have to like just type out names and it'll clean them all the list.
Wow,
it's fun for like learning random knowledge. It's also fun amongst a group of people. Or fun to compete against somebody like right next to you. Like, all right, let's do the same quiz and go and try to get as many right as possible.
I got a content idea, guys. Got a content idea.
Sporkle, dude.
Sporkle. Record yourself doing Sporkle. Like, I would suck at that because I don't have the knowledge that you guys have in sports like that. But if you two could record yourself playing Sporkle, that would be dope.
Yeah.
No, we used to do it a lot in my office.
Sporkle, dude. We would spend a lot of time doing that. But
bring Sporkle back.
When we weren't betting on horses in my office, we were playing Sporkle.
The ponies.
Betting the ponies.
All right, Jones. We got I know we're abbreviated here. I don't want to.
I've got a great idea.
All right, what do you got?
Let's hit us with it.
It could be a bad idea, but it's, to me, this morning it would have been a great idea. So it was it raining where you guys were this morning in Pennsylvania, North Carolina?
Yes,
was it raining?
Yesterday all day.
It didn't rain the last 2 days.
So it was my duties to take Felix to daycare this morning, and it was absolutely pouring the rain. I could barely see. And I park at the daycare and it starts raining harder. Okay. And so then I'm like, oh, shoot. I hope I have an umbrella in here because I've got to get Felix out of the car and carry him into daycare that's not like covered from the parking lot to get in. So there's like probably 15 yards or so that I have to walk without it being covered or whatever to get like inside the door to drop him off. So here's the deal. You're in your car, right? You get out of your car, you come around to the back and to the other side. You open the door and you have to get the car seat out. So here's my predicament. I was holding my umbrella under my armpit like this and like trying to grab the car seat and pull him out and then like shut the door and like try to keep everything dry. And then I was thinking like, okay, if there was a scenario where he's too heavy to just grab the car seat, like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to keep him dry, myself dry, hold an umbrella, get him out? So here's my idea. So when you open the door, you know that little where the door hinges, like right in the hinge, there's a little umbrella type thing there that can like pop out this way and go over top of the door and the hood or the roof of the car and like keep yourself covered so you can like get your shit out and not get wet.
Yeah.
So it could be like an attachment that goes in there, or it's like already built in.
Yeah.
You push a button and it pops up.
I could see it happening.
I don't know if that's really a bad idea. I'm sure there's like at some point in advancement of technology with cars that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But like this morning, something like that would have helped me out and I wouldn't have been like so stressed out about it. It was a bad deal.
Would have been handy for you.
And the diaper bag, I took it in. It was like soaking
wet, right? Yeah.
Because I was just worried about like covering him up. You know, I wasn't worried about myself or anything else. It was just like,
because he probably would have started crying, right? If you gotten wet. Oh, well, I don't know.
He was asleep, so probably. He's pretty chill, so he probably would have just stayed asleep. So I don't know, but anyways, great idea. Maybe great idea, Maybe bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's
Not
worth
bad idea.
exploring.
We'll have to ask it like an engineer, or a car engineer, a travel engineer, or something. I don't know.
Maybe I'll call up Mark Rober. I feel like I know him. Watching
There we
his
go.
videos. I mean, maybe I should do that. All right. Did you know? We're going to do some quick ones here. Did you know my earliest memory of a snow day is? And I will go first. Jordan, I don't know how old you were back in the day, but we had that huge snow. Like it was like 3 or 4 feet or something like that.
96 probably. Blizzard of 96.
Something like that. Yeah. I was old enough to where it was like awesome to like have that much snow.
Yeah, it was in April.
Yeah. And it was like late, in the spring.
That's my memory. It's after Bristol race.
Yeah. So that snow and just like playing in the snow, sleigh riding, off the mountain. That was my earliest memory.
I just looked at the Blizzard 96. I got it in January. Maybe we're talking about 2 different ones. That was my first memory of snow. That's literally what I was gonna say. That, and like kids don't see this these days, but like trying to get up and watch the TV on the bottom line to see if they were scrolling across and if you were gonna go to school that day or not. Obviously now they text you or call you or something. But that first blizzard was like I was in like first or second grade, and that was my first like real memory of snow was like having a week off school. Like, that was the thing you look forward to having. So
and
that was mine.
We were like waking up and like watching WCYB, like glued to the TV.
Listening for Johnny Wood to call your school
or your county or Henrico County. All public schools are closed.
County public schools closed.
Yeah.
That's probably not my earliest memory, but that's like my most nostalgic memory of snow is like listening, waking up, or listening to the radio station because they would also 92.1 would also read them off.
Shanghai on there.
Yeah, I think that's like a nostalgic memory for everybody.
Yeah.
You had to get out of bed to figure it out. You'd always be on 2-hour delay, and which we probably missed a lot more school for snow than Joey did.
Oh, way more.
Probably. You guys would have more. You always would have more. That's the other thing.
That too, or like a lot of it would be, there'd be no snow on the ground per se, but the roads would still be bad in some of these like mountains and stuff that you couldn't get a bus to get kids. So
yeah. Speaking of snow, that's good transition into our super high five this week, guys.
Kick us off, Joey.
Our super high five this week is 5 things, our 5 favorite things to do in the snow. And yeah, I'm going to go first. Hope you guys don't think mine are a little screwy, but this is what I enjoy doing in the snow.
You're a screwy guy.
They're going to be screwy.
First things, and I know we only have about 5 minutes here, but we ordered some kit off the internet to like make snow cones. Like, and we had these like bottles that looked like were shaped like snowmen, and you made like, I guess like, cherry and blue raspberry and whatnot. And I wish I have them somewhere in my house I could show you guys. But so making snow cones out of the snow was number 5 for me. Number 4 is just like grabbing a snowball and throwing it at somebody, guys. Like, having a snowball fight more or less, or just like walking outside, packing that snow together, hoping it's wet snow and not dry snow, or I think that's right. I can't remember. And building a little snowball and chucking it at somebody, whether it be the car or a person or something that wouldn't break. Number 3 for me was I was a big fan of building like an igloo or fort or like some sort of like, edifice in front of you that you would hide behind for said snowball events maybe. So that was my number 3. Number 2 for me was hide and go seek in the snow. Actually, we called it manhunt. But like anytime it would snow and we got people to play, it was a blast because it was just a different kind of game. And then number 1 for me, old fashioned guys, I love sledding. Just love sledding. Love sledding down a hill in our cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. Big memory for me. So
I like that you call it manhunt. That's classic. Love it. All right, I'm gonna go, and then Jordan's gonna bring up the rear as always. Okay, number 5. He just like shook his head like I don't do that. Make snow angels. Very much like to lay in the snow and make an angel. I like to do that. Number 4, snowball fight. Joey, I'm right on key with that. And I like that you just roll up a snowball and throw it at somebody without even, they're not even looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expect it. You just pop around a corner and chuck it at them. And I watched Elf recently too, and he's just like, Remember that one? Yeah. 3, nowadays I like to play with the dog in the snow. Penny loves the snow. She goes berserk, and I'm sure Hank will like it as well, and I'm sure Riley likes the snow. The horrible
I don't really
part,
get a lot of snow anymore, but it snowed one time since I've had Riley.
The horrible part about snow with dogs is that it chunks up on their feet and legs, and so it's hard to like clean them off to get inside. But anyways, 2, build a snowman. Very much like to do that. Don't always get to do that because the snow is not always great to do that with because it has to be particular. But I like to build a snowman. And 1, I like to sleigh ride. There's nothing better, like the thrill of it. If you got the right hill, the right tools, there's nothing better.
Just head first, man. Just down the hill.
And there's a video that I should probably show you guys later of me and the clergy sleighing. Like, this is their adult life, but I about like broke my back sleighing down this hill in Pikeville. It's horrible, and it might be on YouTube somewhere. But anyways, it's bad, and I'll try to find it.
Love it,
Jordan.
All right, my number 5, peeing in the snow, writing your name and stuff in the snow. That's great as a kid.
Do you do that now?
4, was that?
You do that now?
You take anytime you can get a chance.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
Anytime you can spell your name with your penis.
That yellow snow, man. That's the good snow. What do you mean?
Number 4, obviously where I grew up at, if it snowed, we weren't able to get off the mountain, and when power would go out, so we would have to siphon gas out of tractors and trucks on the farm to run generators. So that was always fun.
Hey, which tractor are we gonna pull it from now, son?
Yeah, so we did that back in the day. Number 3 for me, playing football in the snow. It was awesome.
Oh yeah,
playing football in the snow because you could like really tackle. You didn't have to really play 2-hand touch.
You didn't have to worry about people getting hurt either. Really, yeah.
It's true. And you
number
wear
2
like
for me,
big, thick like clothing, so you can just
you had like pads on.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me, making snow cream. So getting like a bowl of that, bringing it inside, throwing some like vanilla and some like sugar and stuff in that, and essentially making like ice cream. And number 1 for me would be tubing over sleigh riding. So I grew up on a farm that was very steep hills. A lot of the cattle would make these paths, so you would hit them and it would like build a ramp. And what we used was we would blow up the tubes inside of coal truck tires, and it would make like a massive tube that you would like get at like a ski resort. And so we used those, and we had multiple of those. So if you slid down, you didn't have to collect the tube. You just go back up the top and get on another tube, and then we collect them at like the end of the day.
Love it.
Legit, man.
Yeah.
Well, short episode, but fun episode as always, fellas. If you're listening to this, we appreciate it. We're going to sign off now, just abruptly, I think. How about that?
We are. Jones, feel better, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Butt, buddy.
Thanks for stopping by and lending us your ears today. If you like what you heard, check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Why Not Us Media, or stop by our YouTube page, the Why Not Us Media Podcast, or hit up our website at www.whynotus.media.